President Trump hosting the first ever White House crypto summit, vowing to stop the government's war on a valuable asset.
Last year, I promised to make America the Bitcoin superpower of the world and the crypto capital of the planet, and we're taking historic action to deliver on that promise, as you know, around the table. Yesterday, I signed an executive order officially creating our strategic Bitcoin reserve, and this will be a virtual Fort Knox for digital gold to be housed within the United States Treasury. That's a big thing, Scott.
Here to discuss, Kevin O'Leary, chairman of O'Leary Ventures. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Can you just explain what this means? This is a big deal to have a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Why is it so important, and why didn't the previous administration do something like this?
The most important part of this whole announcement and Friday itself was signaling that the regulatory environment is going to change on all things crypto. As you know, the last administration under Gensler at the SEC, the way policy was being administered was through litigation, trying to interpret the existing laws into the new technologies of Bitcoin and all the other technologies in crypto. And it was a mire of just lawsuits. That's changing. That was the signal. And the Bitcoin reserve is actually, more importantly, but there's $17 billion in it right now that's been seized. What is being signaled by President Trump is that that's going to be kept by Treasury as an asset. And he's not adding to it right now, but that, and a lot in the industry wanted to see some percentage of assets kept in Bitcoin. But that's not as important as what he did in signaling regulation. That's stack number one. Number two, and this was very important, is that we have been debating the American dollar and digitizing the American dollar now for almost 5 years. One act was from Gillibrand called the Stablecoin Act, and more recently the Genius Act with Senator Hagerty. These acts are going to merge. They're going to be co-authored. And digitizing the American dollar is probably the most important and largest aspect of crypto we could do, because every commodity on earth is denominated by the American dollar. We don't want the Russians and the Chinese and the North Koreans and South American countries trying to come up with an alternative, which they are talking about. We want the dollar to rule, and this is how you start. It's the largest market. It's a multi-trillion-dollar market. And this is the lowest hanging fruit. Bipartisan bill going to be hitting the floor soon. I totally support it. Real action was not on Friday. It was Thursday night in dinners being held all over town by all these crypto people from around the world coming into Washington. I went there. That's the signal I got. So go Gillibrand, go Hagerty. Merge it together, get it through. Lots of opposition from Elizabeth Warren on this one, but I think her party's going to abandon her on it. We want the American dollar digitized.
Yeah, this is very important. What do you say, Kevin, very quickly, to investors out there? Is this a good time to invest in cryptocurrency?
You know, cryptocurrency should be thought of in two buckets. One, you have speculation in the price of Bitcoin. Everybody's been tracking that from 16,000 to over 100,000 and down 10% a day. You need a lot of fortitude. You need a stomach to handle that. But it should not be your entire portfolio. It's no different than owning gold. I own a 5% weighting in gold in my portfolios, and I own a 5% weighting in crypto. They've both done very, very well over the last year and been hedges against inflation, which is not bad. But what we're really talking about, and what the president is signaling here, is let's bring the people who develop these technologies back to the United States, because we've chased them out through litigation. And so he's signaling to them, come home, let's develop digital payment systems like we talked about digitizing the American dollar, because that's a great idea.
Shark Tank's own Kevin O'Leary has cast his eye on an impending financial paradigm shift that might just dethrone the current norms in cryptocurrency. With the combined legislative prowess of the Stablecoin Act and the Genius Act, there's a digital revolution brewing, promising to alter the financial landscape forever. But who are the key players in this, and how can crypto surge as a result? Let's delve deeper to find out. Welcome back to Investocracy Crypto.
Now, you mentioned the White House signaling a regulatory shift when it comes to crypto, but the markets really didn't react to Thursday night's meetings. They didn't react to Friday's announcement. And I believe when I checked Bitcoin this morning, it dipped below $80,000, or maybe that was last night. The time is just kind of, time is one thing for me these days. Why do you think that the markets are not having a positive reaction to this signal?
Well, I think they're reacting the same way the overall market. Equity markets, bond markets are very volatile right now because of all of the policy changes going on, both domestically and internationally, as being debated through tariffs, everything else. And you know, there was a lot of excitement in the crypto market prior to the news. So you know, buy on the rumor, sell on the news is applying here as well. But everybody that's involved in crypto knows volatility is the hallmark of this asset class. I mean, the vol on Bitcoin alone, the granddaddy asset, is extraordinary. So if you can't handle this, don't bother investing in it. You know, I'm a 5% weighting in crypto. I treat it like no security more than 5%. I own a bunch of different ones, so but I'm still under 20% as a sector. But it's been volatile, as you suggested.
5% weighting in crypto. I feel like the last time we spoke, it was higher. I don't remember what it was. You might have said 11%. Are you reducing your crypto portfolio?
No, I misspoke there. What I meant was Bitcoin itself is less than 5%, but I also own HBAR, I own Ethereum, I own a lot of USDC. Right now, the sector for me, and all of those are crypto assets, is at around 19%. Just over 19. We did the mark to market at year end. We haven't made any adjustments. And it's volatile, obviously, but that feels comfortable for me, a 20% weighting across the portfolio. And that includes investments in things like WonderFi and I also, so no one crypto more than 5%. I have gold at 5%, and that's also performed well for me. But crypto is a sector to me. I think one day it will be the 12th sector of the economy. And so I hold it 19.2 is the exact number right now.
As O'Leary revealed in an exclusive chat with Fox News, the transition to a digital dollar is not a mere possibility, but an emerging reality reshaping the economic scene in America. For over half a decade, legislative powerhouses such as Senator Kirsten Gillibrand and Senator Bill Hagerty have spearheaded efforts with the Stablecoin and Genius Acts, respectively, to craft a robust digital asset framework.
I got to ask you, Kevin, I spoke to former CFTC chair Tim Massad recently, and he said that Trump is in a brazen conflict of interest with the crypto tokens he owns, the crypto tokens that World Liberty Financial's DeFi project owns. What do you think? Do you think it's a conflict of interest? Do you think the president of the United States should be participating in the crypto markets the way he is?
Well, if you haven't gotten used to Trump over 12 years, you will not ever be used to Trump. I mean, I take him as for what he is. I've been fortunate enough to spend some time with him in Mar-a-Lago. He issued those meme coins prior to becoming president, so technically he's probably not offside. I mean, you may not like that, but there's a lot of other things you may not like about Trump. But I stay focused on the signal, not the noise. It's the policy I care about. I don't care about all the noise. And, you know, there's a lot of noise around Trump, but it's irrelevant because the policy is very interesting. And you don't make money on politics. You make money on policy. So you've got to read the tea leaves. You've got to understand where the puck is going. And if it's crypto, it's good because we're going to have regulation. And that's going to bring the sovereign wealth funds, the pension plans, the financial services managers into this space. And that'll create more demand. It'll be good for crypto. Meme coins, you know, the whole tokenization is an interesting asset because it's level 2, it's blockchain, and you need to be invested there if you want to be part of what's next in financial services. Now, whether you like his meme coin or not, you don't have to own it. I mean, there are 200,000 tokens in on chain, and so there's going to be some form of consolidation one day. You don't need to own all those. The ones that matter would be tokenization of securities for me, and I'm waiting for that.
O'Leary paints a mosaic of bipartisan support, a stark contrast to the partisan tug-of-war most policies endure. The digital dollar's potential to streamline transactions, enhance financial inclusivity, and cement America's economic supremacy on a global stage is real and is already happening. Instead of litigation-heavy regulation, the Trump era hints at a framework that banks on clarity and forethought, not courtroom drama. An evolution crypto enthusiasts and investors are eager to watch unfold. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, Thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
What are the crypto assets you're most excited about now? And it can be tokens related to tokenization projects. It sounds like you are really interested and invested in those types of projects right now. And where do you see the price of Bitcoin heading?
I think the general trend for Bitcoin will be up, particularly when it's permitted. I'm well aware that many financial institutions that are interested in 1% to 3% weightings in Bitcoin themselves will not invest until their compliance departments agree, and they won't agree until the SEC has ruled on this. As you know, the litigation has been rumored to be dropped under the new SEC. It hasn't happened yet, so we need to see that happen. Excuse me. So what we really need is more just policy moving towards adoption, and then you're going to see a tremendous amount of capital coming in. So I would think you want to be long, probably a good entry point around here. You never know. I mean, people ask me, where's Bitcoin price going to be next month? Anybody that says they know is full of you know what.
Yeah, no one knows.
It's pure vol, and you have to be able to stomach. We mark to market our positions every day at 405, but that's irrelevant for crypto. It keeps trading, so it doesn't matter. But I also like some of some of the level 2 products and products like HBAR, which I have a pretty big position in. Ethereum, there's some advancement there. Some other. My interest now is more in can I find ownership in the block and tackle? And to me, that's the exchanges. You can't do price discovery without the exchanges. And that's why WonderFi is so big for me. I mean, they are the de facto leader in Canada, the first country to bring an ETF. You got to get price discovery. You got to do it on an exchange. And so my idea is that the Canadian banks will eventually want to offer crypto to their clients within the AUM of the bank balance sheet. Well, there's only one place to go, and that's WonderFi, in my opinion. And so that's why I'm long.
The digital dollar isn't just a currency, it's an entry ticket into an era where transactions hum at lightning speed and financial inclusion becomes the norm, not the exception. For those wielding foresight, this is the time to position investments wisely in favor of this digital evolution. But what do you think? Share your thoughts. And finally, if you would like to know more about cryptocurrencies or specifically Bitcoin, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.